Brock Lesnar is one hell of a performer, a once-in-a-lifetime athlete. There has never been anyone like him, and there will never be anyone like him. But let me be real for a second. Shoot from the hip, if you will. Lesnar's WWE legacy is defined by two things: dominance and destruction. However, I don't understand how someone who hypes himself up to be this beast incarnate can't be here to prove it every single week. Now, maybe it's because he landed right on his head trying to do a shooting star press at WrestleMania 19, but I personally think there's a delusion of grandeur going on in Brock's mind because he's been the best in a legitimate sport. Well, if he's so legitimate, then why doesn't that farmer go in and put his animals back into the barn, bring his ass here, and come show me, come show D. Lazo what legitimacy looks like? Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Brock's great. Some may even say world class. But even with accolades like former NCAA Division I Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, former UFC World Heavyweight Champion, youngest WWE Champion in history, and former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, it's become clear, very apparent that Brock is not as big of a deal as he used to be. He broke into this business in 2002, made a hell of a name for himself, and left after a couple of years because I guess the grind got too much for him to handle or something like that. He came back in 2012, and since then has competed a grand total of maybe 20 times. Maybe I'm being too generous. And think about this. It's taken him 16 years just to get about 3 years worth of WWE experience. Ain't that sad? He went from being the next big thing to becoming the laziest wrestler in WWE history. We're putting on classics with guys like The Rock, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, and Eddie Guerrero, to put on disappointments because nowadays he doesn't give a crap about this business anymore. Meanwhile, I have been here for the last 8 years straight, showing on a daily and nightly basis while I'm the world-class champ among world-class chumps. And I have given each and every one of you my very best because I give a damn about y'all. I don't phone it in or give you a half-ass performance. I give you 110% each and every night because you absolutely deserve to see that from me. I will fight for 20 to 30 minutes injured, and still deliver a world-class performance because that's what I love to do. Brock, on the other hand, will give you vicious strikes, 10 to 15 suplexes in F5, all within 10 minutes and be done with it. So much for being the longest reigning Universal Champion, huh? And I would say defending, but he's not really around much to do that, is he? What happened to the 30-day championship defense policy? I thought he would have certainly been stripped by now. But I guess he has his foot shoved so far up this company's ass that they don't have the balls to uphold their own rules. It's sickening, man. They're afraid of him, but hell, I ain't. I'll say it right now. There's no reason to be afraid of a man who quit this industry before, couldn't cut it in the NFL for his own home team, and was made out to be a bitch by Alistair Overeem in the UFC. The Howards probably think Brock isn't expendable. He isn't replaceable. But the fact of the matter is, he is expendable. He is replaceable, and I am the replacement. We don't need you anymore, Lesnar, because at the end of the day, you're here for 3 reasons: to stand or jump around like an idiot while Paul Heyman sings your praises, to collect a big paycheck, and to hold a world championship hostage. These fans paid their hard-earned money to see a truly fighting, reigning, and defending champion. And that's not you. They don't want to see a part-timer who only shows up about 10 times a year as the Universal Champion. They want a full-timer who's here every goddamn day of the year as the Universal Champion. And you know what? To be real honest with you, Brock, to shoot from the hip even more, you're not a beast anymore. You're just Brock Lesnar. I am the living miracle, Mr. Overtime, the ratings machine. And above all else, the world-class champ among world-class chumps, Drew Lazarus. And don't you ever forget it. Because this Sunday at WrestleMania, I'm going to kick your ass and I'm going to end you. I'm going to destroy your legacy and I'll solidify myself as the GOAT, the greatest of all time.